What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life TV. I am Poetry. You are here for, I guess, a PNTV child. Normally PNTV would go up on Thursday, but it's so much coming out with these Trump trials that the video that I originally was going to put out for you guys, it wouldn't even be in it. The video would last a week long. I mean, it's just stuff after stuff after stuff after stuff after stuff coming out. So, y'all aware that the state of Georgia indicted Donald Trump on 41 different counts, along with 19 other people, right? Well, all hell has pretty much broke loose since this doggone indictment came down. Donald Trump was going, he made some smear tactic campaign ads to target Fonnie Willis. He was alleging that she was doing illegal activity with gang members. I had to go back and listen to the actual campaign ad. He did not say that she slept with a gang member, but that's how the news spun it. He said that she was in relations or had a relationship with a gang member. That's what he said. But a relationship could be a multitude of things. And the way that Donald Trump spins things, he likes to, I ain't gonna say he likes to. Sometimes his word choices are intentional, so he can come back and say, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Okay? Like when he made a post on Truth Social that says, you come after me, I'm coming after you, right after he was indicted by Jack Smith for the January 6th insurrection, and then came back and said, I wasn't talking to you. I was for somebody else. Okay? So that type of situation is going on. Now, we know, I meant to mention this the other day, and Tabitha, she posted it on her YouTube channel that I shared on my community board. I forgot to mention about the grand jurors being attacked, so to speak. Threats are being made against them on several platforms that are kind of extreme right. I'm gonna say extreme right. Their names and information and addresses were posted. If y'all have heard this term called doxed, I didn't know what the fuck it meant, but that's what basically doxed is that somebody's releasing their personal information onto mainstream medias or social media sites. I simply just say they gave out their name and address, you know what I'm saying, phone numbers, things like that. And so threats have been made towards these grand jurors. Now, like I said, Fonnie Willis says that she's going to be treating all of these people like anybody else to go through their legal system. They're going to get treated the same way. So sometimes, well, not sometimes, and most times, jurors' names are revealed. But because of the sensitivity of this case, they could have been kept anonymous, because they have had grand juries or jurors that have presided anonymously. So they could have been kept anonymous because of the level of violence and threats that have been put out there over the past few years in support of Donald J. Trump, right? So they are looking deeply into these actual threats. Some of them are done on social media, some of them are done through the mail, but they are investigating wholeheartedly to look into these threats and to bring these people to justice. Now, this is giving the DA's office in Fulton County, Georgia, a lot of work. A lot of work, child. It's a lot of work that they have to do, a lot of work they have to handle. And like I said, she has 19 people to try within the next 6 months if she gets that 6-month date. Now, Donald J. Trump had came out after this and says, of course, his favorite term, this is a fucking witch hunt. They going after me when I got irrefutable proof that the original election had been stolen in the first place, and I got a 16-page document that I'm going to come out and speak on. Meet me in New Jersey. Like meet me in New Jersey on Monday, and I'll be able to show you proof that I'm innocent. I could be exonerated based off of the information I have. I'm paraphrasing. Okay. I can't see over the hill. So, there's two bikers riding in front of me, and I couldn't see over the hill to know if I can go around. So that's why I'm like, got my long neck. Anywho, so apparently or allegedly, his legal team was like, "No, shut that shit down. We ain't finna do no press conference to say anything in regards to this case." Now, if he had did such conference and spoke on such things, it actually would have been in violation of his case he got going on with Jack Smith, because remember, he's under restraining order. So if he speak on anything that happened in Georgia's case, it's a violation of their restraining order for the DC case, because they overlap. The DC case is federal, okay? So it covers the nation. Crimes, the acts that you had did throughout the nation, specifically leading up to the January 6th insurrection. And the fake electors is part of that evidence, or that what's the word I'm trying to say? Because not evidence. What is it? The fake elector scheme is part of what's going on and why they're being tried for the January 6th thing. So if he brings up anything that has to do with fake elections and fake electors and stuff like that for Georgia, he's basically violating that restraining order. That's what he's doing, right? So he canceled it, child. Basically, we just know he lying. Because they up here saying, well, why she wait this long to prosecute? It took 2.5 years. Well, if you had this evidence that that you were robbed, why you wait 2.5 years with your irrefutable evidence? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we already know that he's went to court several times, and they've already thrown it out saying you don't have anything to substantiate what you're asking for it, right? So that whole thing was canceled. Okay. The Fulton County courts, like I say, they do plan on doing mug shots and all that stuff. They have a bail hearing scheduled for next week. His legal team is already going in trying to negotiate a bail. I don't think it should be any. I really don't. And we already got alleged information that he's using the campaign money to fund his legal expense. Where the bail money gonna come from? They gonna take that from the PAC too? This is an interesting ass case, and like I said, because it kind of overlaps with the January 6th thingamajigma. You don't know which way to look, which way to turn. So as far as like the January 6th, if basically like Jack Smith is still trying to get January 2nd as the trial date, which they still have not said yes or no. I want to say the 28th of this month is when Judge Chutnick is supposed to rule on whether on the trial date. I think that's when she's supposed to come out there. And I told y'all in the other PNTV on Thursday that her life was being threatened. It was some chick down in Texas. I forgot. I ain't get names right now because I ain't take down no notes. Some chick in Texas was the one that was one of the people who was threatening her life. And they arrested her ass. They got her. But the thing that gets me about this chick, she locked up right now awaiting trial. This is her 4th time doing this. Why is this bitch out? Why is she out at all? She should not have been out after the first time that she threatened somebody's life that's in the political or just threaten somebody's life, period. You know what I'm saying? This is her 4th fucking time doing this. Why y'all keep letting this bitch out? I don't understand. Make me understand. Okay, so I do know that there was another lady up in Canada who supposedly sent some poison resin to Donald J. Trump. They arrested her too. I know a lot of y'all I see in the comment section sometimes, y'all praying for his life to be unlived. I don't pray for people shit like that. I want him to get the justice that's deserved, however that justice may be. Justice needs to be served on his ass. I don't pray on somebody's demise like that in a fatality sense. So, yeah, that lock her ass up too. That's what I'm saying. Because that's basically what this has all come down to, right? All of this, I told y'all that when he ran for election. I told y'all that. I'm gonna have to find that video, that PNTV, when I said when he was running for election, when he was running against Hillary, and I was saying the purpose of him running for election. Everything I said in that purpose has come true. Everything that I said, that he was gonna try, that they trying to make a civil war happen. They trying to do population control. He did that with the blocking the borders and the walls, trying to keep immigrants out. They's gonna try to revert laws. I said all of that was gonna go down under a Trump administration, and I'd be damned if this shit ain't been going down, right? I was watching I think Morning Joe, and Morning Joe was calling out all the GOP candidates who are running for office, or just the Republicans, period, who are not speaking up against Donald Trump. And because they've always supported each other, so it shouldn't be a shock. But at some point, when are y'all gonna stop letting y'allself be hoodwinked? When are y'all gonna stop letting y'allself be led into wrongdoing? You can still stand on your principles or whatever the fuck they supposed to be as a Republican and call somebody out for the shit that they doing wrong. You can do that, right? I mean, when I look at the comment sections of a lot of these videos, a lot of the people that's in those comment sections that claim to be Republicans aren't really standing by him. So his base that are inciting this violence, it seems to be the same people over and over again. The same groups of people, the same factions of people over and over again, who are just making this loud ruckus in regards to violence is concerned. But there's a lot of people, I say, when I go around YouTube and I look at these videos and looking at these news clippings, a lot of the people who claim to be Republicans in the comment section was like, they sick of his shit. They sick of his shit. But like one of the things that Morning Joe was saying is like, y'all ain't got no fucking balls. This is not the GOP that he's aware of. You know, GOP always stood for enforcing the law, but you're gonna allow this person to break it, and then stand by him and support the lie with another lie saying that you agree with it when you know you really don't. So, out of the candidates, the Republican candidates, I normally don't watch the Republican debate, but I'm going to watch it this time. Out of the Republicans, Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie are the only two Republicans that I'm seeing that are actually speaking up and out against Donald Trump. Now, I ain't really got no love for Chris Christie. However, I do respect the fact that he is speaking out. They, of course, know him and DeSantis and Dumb Donald supposedly been going up against each other. I told y'all before, I thought that was some bullshit too. They really like each other. They using this moment, this momentum to go back and forth at each other. In case one or the other don't get elected, they just chasing after each other's base to say that, oh yeah, we tough guys, we can fight against each other. See how much we fought into this whole thing. That's what they basically saying. But they really got the same platform. They really got the same idea and mindset as one another. And DeSantis came out the other day and said that he thinks it's an atrocity for them to be indicting Donald J. Trump, and he stand by his side. And Chris Christie basically said to him, look here, if you gonna come up here and this man attacked the country, okay, which is an unpatriotic act. I'm paraphrasing again. He basically said he attacked the country, was an unpatriotic act, and you finna stand with somebody who is standing against your country. So if you gonna do that, if you gonna kiss his ass like that, then drop out the race yourself. What you running against him for if you think he's such a great person? If you think he the right person for the job, what you running against him for? And I can't think of who I was watching. It might have been Joe that said this. That's because these motherfuckers want to be vice president. They don't think they got all the ones who are sitting back being quiet and not saying anything. They think that Donald Trump still has a chance to win. And if he wins, then he's going to say, well, y'all didn't go against me, so you could be the VP. That's basically what's going on. Because with every indictment, Trump's poll numbers get better, which is just fucking shocking to me. However, because Doug Christie and Hutchinson are speaking out, they are their poll numbers are starting to increase. DeSantis' poll numbers are starting to go down, which is very interesting to me too. DeSantis don't need to be in fucking office. He's a fucking turd to the 10th power. Just I can't believe I'm in this fucking state. Okay, what's y'all doing? Motherfuckers go. Can't believe I'm in this motherfucking state. But going back to the January 6th situation with Jack Smith, there has been so much more evidence since it came out as well. Remember, we got the email, the memo that was outlining how to do the plan of attack as far as the fake elector scheme and everything like that. And so Cheese Barrel, what's his name? Kenneth Cheese Barrel, Chest Barrel, he was the one who was allegedly orchestrating the coup. And I know during the January 6th committee hearing where they was going to decide whether or not that they should even try to indict, that they had asked him questions about what his involvement was and was he there, and he was like, I plead the fifth. I'm going to plead the fifth. Usually people plead the fifth, that they had something to do with it, but they just don't want to say it out loud and implicate themselves. Well, video has now surfaced to show that he was there. It didn't show him actually breaking into the building or going in, but what you show up there for? He was there. And he wasn't in the MAGA hat. People saying he was in the MAGA hat. He had the Trump hat on, the red Trump hat. And he was with Alex Jones. Y'all know he's an asshole too. He was hanging with Alex Jones, and they saw him in several different shots during the January 6th insurrection. And he was there. He was there, which further implicates him in this whole conspiracy theory and plot. Like I said, there's another video that came out. Stone, he's on there talking about the plot, having his little assistant dictated into the computer about what they would do, and all of it had to do with fake electors and all kind of stuff. That was done November 5th or 6th, I thought the date was, way before the January 6th insurrection. Way before the race was even called. So they was already plotting this. I think they already knew that there was a good chance that he was going to lose. They had been plotting this. They had been outlining ways in which they could take back the presidency. I don't know if they watched too much Scandal, because I remember that didn't happen on Scandal, where they was rigging election ballots. We already know that they rigging the ballots was rigged, right? The machines. What else happened in there? Fake people certifying and fake electors showing up, and we already knew all this stuff was. It all happened in Scandal. So are they trying to do what Scandal did? They say life imitates art. Art imitates art. Life imitates art. Shit. Art imitates life. One of the two, child. I want to know, and I don't know if maybe y'all agree with me or not, this is an act of treason. When you try to overthrow, that's basically what it was, overthrow a government, overthrow a state, go against your government, use military action, terrorist acts, insurrections. Ain't that an act of treason? I think, but none of these people are being charged with treason. And I just don't understand why. They should be charged with treason. There was supposed to be a lawful transfer of power happening But in order to stop that from happening, they try to take over the fucking Capitol. They all should be locked up for act of treason. This RICO case should also include treason. I still have not read through the indictment, y'all. So I don't know what all the 41 counts are, but I don't think treason is part of it. And with Jack Smith, he only got 4 counts that he's going up, and treason is not one of them 4 either. But that should be active treason in my mind. So, like I say, more and more stuff just keep coming out. More memos are being dropped. More video evidence are being dropped, showing the co-conspirators. Now, in the January 6th case with Jack Smith, Kenneth Chesborough is an unnamed conspirator who's not been indicted, if I'm not mistaken. He's just an unnamed conspirator. But in the Georgia case, he has been indicted. He has 13 indictments against him. I think Giuliani has 13 indictments against him. I gotta look at it in total, y'all. I gotta look at it in total. But this is gonna be the trials of the century, which is exactly what Donald Trump was. I told y'all before, this man does not care how he goes down in history. He doesn't care if it's a negative vibe or a positive vibe. He just wants to be in the history books. Well, goal achieved. Because he's going to go down in history. Unless they rewrite the history books like they trying to do for black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, man, because I mean, especially just for him having so many cases going on at the same time. Like, even with the E. Jean Carroll case, right? So, like I said, he did his assault and battery case, lost, has to pay her $5 million. And then he went on to try to completely defame her again afterwards. There was video of him called saying that, you know, repeatedly saying he didn't know this woman. He didn't know this woman. He was doing an interview, I think with CNN. He didn't know this woman, had never seen her before, had never met her before. He don't know her. I took a picture with her and her husband on. You just said you ain't never seen this woman. You ain't never met her before. I took a picture with her husband. Her husband named Jack Johnson, right? And she called him an ape. He's a black man. I was like, what the fuck? This was his words. He said that E. Jean Carroll's husband's name is Jack Johnson. She calls him an ape in her book. You know he's a black man, right? That's what he says, okay? Then he goes on to say that he knows her dog's name Vagina. Well, how you know so much about this woman if you ain't never met her before, lying ass motherfucker? Anyway, child, she going back for $10 million this time for defamation. She got $5 million on the sexual assault and battery, and now she's going back for $10 million for the defamation. I think she's gonna get it. And this trial is to begin January 15th. It's just so much that, and when you turn on your TV, that's all you see now. We ain't got no regular TV programming due to the writer's strike and the SAG strike, the Actors Guild strike. We got TV in the form of Donald J. Trump trials. 6 different trials happening almost simultaneously, all within the same time frame, all within the same year. 6 different fucking trials. And they still letting this motherfucker run for election. Now, if he is proven to have been a part or affiliated with this insurrection that happened on January 6th, he cannot constitutionally run for election. Now, I wish that Fonnie had went in on that doggone campaign ad where he was saying that she was affiliated with these gang members, because that charge that she was proposing to bring down on him for that alone would have kept him from running for election. So I'm gonna be looking forward for the hearing, to see the bail hearing, to see what's gonna happen. But the arraignment that happens on September 5th, I won't be present for, because I'm gonna be on vacation, and I'm not finna spend my vacation worried about Donald Trump and his shit going on. I'll get back to it when I get back. Trust me, there's probably gonna be some more stuff drop every fucking day. We ain't gonna miss a beat. But when I'm gone, y'all ain't gonna see me on the YouTubes. Just let me know that right now. Okay, so Eileen Cannon with his documents trial, the one that's supposed to happen in May 20th. Remember she had set a list of pre-trial hearing dates that was supposed to happen as well, and she's already delaying some of those dates, claiming it has to do with representation for the defendants. Now, the third defendant that was named, because remember we got Donald Trump, this documents case. We got Donald Trump, we got Walt Nauta, and then we have now Carlos de Oliveira. Like I say, Carlos said that he was not guilty, which is what most people would do. They would plead not guilty unless they finna do a plea bargain. And the first his stuff was delayed because he didn't have legal counsel. But he got legal counsel now. Well, we got a problem with the legal counsel. This is the reason why. The lawyer that's supposed to be representing De Oliveira is also representing 3 witnesses that are testifying against Donald Trump and De Oliveira. That's a conflict of interest. How you gonna represent the accused and represent the witnesses who are gonna testify against the accused? In what sense does that make to you in a legal sense? I watch Suits. I watch How to Get Away with Murder. I watch a lot of these shows that got to do with law and order. The Practice. What's it? That wasn't The Practice, was it? No, that wasn't The Practice. Practice was medical. Anywho, I watch a lot of law shows, and I could have sworn that, like, when you have these shows with these law firms, if they already have a client, another person couldn't even bring in a client and sign them to the same firm if they have a conflict of interest. So how the hell is this man supposedly gonna represent De Oliveira and represent 3 of the witnesses that are going against him? Make it make motherfucking sense. And this is not the first time. The same situation happened with other legal counsel that they was gonna give for, like, Nauta. It's like, and this to me is just a delay tactic. It's another delay tactic, and it's working. It's working. I think Eileen Cannon is going to be the one person who is going to stand by her man, being Donald J. Trump, and try to assist him as much as possible by bending the law, which is totally against her way of being when it came to how she approached the law. The way that she approached the law was that nobody was above it, okay? Which, but like we said, that's what the same thing we said about the GOPers. That's abiding by the law was one of their strong points as far as the Republican presence, and the fact that they are still standing by and supporting Donald J. Trump, who has not only broke the law, but committed to, in my opinion, acts of treason against the United States. Something that's so fucking unpatriotic that they gonna stand by his ass, which is against their beliefs. But like I said, just looking at the comment sections of a lot of these videos, I've been thinking not to look at the comments, so I'm gonna get pissed off. I've been finding that there are a lot of people who claim to be Republicans who are sick of his shit. They are looking at Chris Christie as a contender. They're looking at I can't pronounce the name, Vivek Ramaswamy. They're looking at him as a contender. Surprisingly, this motherfucker, as much as he like to pop off at the gums, surprisingly he ain't out here speaking out against Trump. I'm so surprised. But I always thought he was an asshole too, so you know. Anyway, child, what else has came out? It's been so much, just in the past 12 hours, stuff has been dropping. I put like two or three things on the community board so y'all can see it. I also put up information about the hurricane that's heading towards, with a tropical storm that could turn into a hurricane that's heading towards California. I have posted that up as well. If y'all want to take a look at that, it's on the community board. Yeah, child. That's about it. I'm almost at work. Got to go here and argue about my damn paycheck. It's short. Every time I go on vacation, they fuck up my money. Every time. So I need to go here and try to get this straightened out. So I will talk to y'all in another video. This has been PNTV. Okay.